Hello, my name is Shayna Paris. I am 15 years old and I'm the owner and founder of Shayna's Backyard Hen House. My business has been around for 3.5 years and I have enjoyed all the ups and downs that have come with my business, even if it requires me to get a little or a lot dirty. When I was 8 years old, I joined my local 4-H club when I lived in Annapolis, Maryland. As a new member, I got to choose from ducks, chickens, and turkeys as my first project. I chose chickens, and ever since, I was hooked. My first chicken was named Cookie. I had her for 7 years, and for a chicken, that is very well. When you order chickens, they can actually come in the mail. They just like regular packages would. Chickens are the only non-insect animal that are legally allowed to be shipped through the United States Postal Service. Of course, they come in a box and not as big as this one. When you first get baby chicks, you have to keep them in a small area with a heat lamp. You also have to put bedding down and change that at least 2 times a day. When I had chicks, I kept them in a container in our shower. To keep them quiet at night, I would play the radio, and that usually kept the trips down a little. As a responsible chicken owner, you have to go down to your coop twice a day. Once in the morning to give water and check for eggs. You also have to check for the food. In the afternoon, you have to give more water and give food as well as collect any afternoon eggs. In 2012, I moved to Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, but I only had 1 chicken, Cookie. So I decided to get more chickens. Because they all look the same and me being very girly girl, I decided to paint 1 toenail of each chicken a different color. But that didn't last so long. They eventually picked off the nail polish. I started off with a very small amount of 12 chickens. We recycled an old Rubbermaid shed and cut a little opening and attached a dog kennel to it. Since I was worried about a fox getting them, I chose every night, even in the freezing cold snow, to walk down to the coop and put the door of the dog kennel on. A few months later, I was offered to provide eggs for the Telos 360's restaurant, but I only had 12 chickens, so I needed more. I also needed to expand the coop. So my dad and I went around to different companies getting them to sell or donate any leftover pallets that they could. After about a week, we got to putting up the bottom wall shell and even the door. At this stage, if you told me that I'd be able to hold 24 chickens, laying boxes, waterers, and a place where they could roost, I would laugh because it looks so small, but really, it's pretty large. Here's where my dad started to have to use a ladder. We got to the second shelf of the wall and put it up for some reason, and then the inside is starting to look bigger, and even though it's the same size when we put the first wall shell up. But now I saw my new coop starting to finally come together. I couldn't wait. At this point, my dad started to actually put up the wall. I couldn't wait to just have all these chickens in my coop. My dad was also able to put up the tin roof, and at this point, it all came to my mind about how big my small business was coming. Now that my dad did the front, he had to do the back too. At this stage, my dad and I had to also change the run. We dug up more grass and put up the poles and wire that we cemented into the ground around the coop. We also made another door and fixed the little things here and there. As much as it's hard to believe, whatever. This is what the run and coop looks like now. It'll come up, I guess. We do have a few less chickens and did get new waters, but as I look, that's what it looks like now. But as I look back, I can't imagine this area being such a small area only 1.5 years ago. This year, I started to make shirts, as well as talk about my business in one of my classes called Core Comm. Some of my classmates became hooked upon my business and actually bought shirts. In the beginning, boys would tease me, but in a good way. But now they love the idea. And in Core Comm, every day for like 15 minutes, we talk about my chickens. Sorry, Mr. Adams. As I learn about chickens still, I am always amazed when I find a dino egg, one that is like really huge. I'm also intrigued by the different specs or shapes or size and even the color of the eggs, because no one egg will ever be the same. Yes, you did hear me correctly. In the last slide, I did say colors. Chicken eggs commonly come in brown and white, but they can also come in blue and green. It all depends on the breed and color of their ears. Yes, chickens do have ears. They're just really close to their head and blend in, so you can't really tell if they have them. They actually do. And, well, how else could you tell if, like, when I gave them their food besides the smell? Because, I mean, they kind of have to hear when I put it down. Like, I don't know. Kind of do. Now, you might be thinking, where does she put the poop when she cleans her poop? Well, the answer is my garden, the neighbor's garden, and our compost bin. This actually helps make the vegetables bigger and grow faster, and not to mention how great it is for the environment. Since I've gotten all these chickens, I've also had to get more feed often. The old business I bought from sadly raised their price, so I had to switch companies. And what's even better is I get a discount off my food, so I save money every time I go there. And who doesn't love saving money? Looking back as an 8-year-old with my one chicken, I would have never imagined myself as a 15-year-old with my own business, or my 13-year-old self creating this business, not to mention talking to all of you tonight. And with that, I want to thank you all for this amazing opportunity. Thank you.